Using a few straightforward techniques, I will demonstrate to you today how to make your air conditioning blow colder than it did when it was first installed. For some, there is no cost. Most of them cost less than $15. Which one of them is it? It has been stealthily stealing your air conditioning electricity for years, and it is all because of a little screw that is concealed from view. Let's begin with the item in your vehicle that often gets the least amount of attention: the recirculation button. Most individuals push it without having a clear understanding of what it actually performs. One thing to keep in mind is that if you run your air conditioner while air from the outside is coming in, you are straining your system to repeatedly cool hot air that is sometimes more than 100 degrees Fahrenheit. To put it another way, it's like attempting to cool soup with an ice cube. The recirculation option on your air conditioner, on the other hand, allows it to utilize the cooled air that is already inside the vehicle. This results in an immediate reduction in the effort and enables your system to cool down the cabin at a rate that is up to twice as fast. Real-world studies demonstrate that this one change reduced vent temperatures from 18 degrees Celsius to 10 degrees Celsius in half the time. Despite the fact that it is completely free, it is a significant distinction. If you do this, you will also improve the general performance of your vehicle. By lowering the amount of energy that is used by the HVAC system by more than 30%, recirculation mode decreases the strain on the engine, eases the pressure on the compressor, and increases the battery range of electric cars. And when you're stopped in traffic, it can even help filter out allergens, pollutants, and dust from the road. To keep the windows from fogging up, there is just one rule. Be sure to turn it off every so often, especially during the winter or when the car is packed with passengers. It's over with. Just one button. You have free horsepower, a higher level of simplicity. First things first, let's remedy something that the majority of drivers aren't even aware is causing problems for their air conditioner: airflow leakage beneath the hood. When you are driving on the highway, your air conditioner is a wonderful experience. But when you are stopped at a red light or in a parking lot, it has a weaker performance. This is due to the fact that hot air is escaping around your condenser rather than through it, which is preventing the system from receiving the airflow that it so vitally requires in order to chill the refrigerant. Even a modest space of 1 inch between the radiator and the condenser can allow as much as 1/3 of the air that is blowing through your fan to escape. Because of this, your refrigerant will never completely cool down, and your vents will only release air that is somewhat warm rather than a breeze that is ice cold, particularly when traffic is sluggish. Resolving this issue is simple. When you want to seal the space between the radiator and the condenser, you should use a roll of closed-cell weather-stripping foam that costs $10. EPDM is the finest option. If you want the foam to stick, you need first clean the surfaces with rubbing alcohol, and then you should press it into position. Zip ties are an excellent supplementary support option in the event that you require backup support. However, you should steer clear of open-cell foam since it degrades quickly and it absorbs oil. Drops of 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit at the vents have been reported by drivers who have done this. Without making any adjustments to the compressor or the refrigerant, one individual with a Camaro that was 40 years old was able to bring his air conditioner from a dismal 56 degrees Fahrenheit to a powerful and frigid airflow. The manufacturers of automobiles genuinely incorporate this sealing into their new vehicles. Yet, over time, following maintenance or part swaps, such seals are occasionally lost. Putting them back in place is one of the most intelligent adjustments to the air conditioner that no one discusses. Your chilly air is vanishing from one more location, and it is hidden just under the hood of your vehicle. In the vicinity of the firewall, you should look for the thick rubber hose. If the suction line of your air conditioning system is chilly to the touch when the system is operating, then it is performing its function properly. Nevertheless, here is the issue. It is situated in close proximity to engine components that emit a great deal of heat. That suction pipe is leaking chilly air into an engine compartment that is just 200 degrees Fahrenheit every time you turn on the air conditioner. This heat transfer will cost you between 3 and 5 degrees Fahrenheit of cooling at the vents. After some time has passed, this is the difference between being kinda cool and being ice cold. Insulating it is the solution to this problem. Wrap a foam or reflector sleeve around the portion of the suction line that is under the most intense heat. It is comparable to placing a thermal jacket on your air conditioning system. A lot of drivers can acquire cooler air that is 5 to 7 degrees Fahrenheit immediately for approximately $10 and 15 minutes of labor. It is important to keep in mind that the system must be exposed during the final few inches near the compressor in order for it to work accordingly. Not only is this not some kind of YouTube hack, but major automobile manufacturers such as Toyota and Mercedes actually implement this feature on certain models. In the event that yours does not, here is your opportunity to level up with a simple modification. Do yourself a favor and subscribe to or save this guide before we continue on to the next step below. You can save hundreds of dollars on air conditioning repairs by making these clever and inexpensive modifications, which will also keep you cooler throughout the summer. There is a possibility that even a single one of these suggestions may make the difference between a horrible journey and a pleasurable cruise. Stay as long as you can, since we are just getting started. The method that involves a little screw that might be releasing heat from your system all year long without you even being aware of it is one of the many things that you have yet to discover here. Tip number 12, unclog. This tiny hose or watch your AC die slowly. Beneath your car, usually on the passenger side, sits a humble little rubber hose, the evaporator drain. It looks insignificant, but it's your AC's lifeline. Its job? Draining the water your air conditioner pulls from humid air. Now here's the silent killer. Clogs, leaves, dirt, mud, or just time can block this hose. The trapped water backs up into your car, soaking carpets, creating mildew, fogging up windows, and worst of all, freezing your evaporator coil. At first, you'll get cold air for 10 minutes. Then, silence. The system shuts down until the ice melts. Then the cycle repeats. It's infuriating and completely preventable. Fix it in 30 seconds. Crawl under your vehicle and find that rubber nipple near the subframe or transmission pan. Gently squeeze the tip. If nothing comes out, poke it with a soft plastic tool, like a weed trimmer line or straw. Never use metal. You'll damage the rubber. Once unclogged, you'll often hear water gush out and feel cooler, steadier airflow within seconds. Just by cleaning this $0 hose, many drivers have gained 5 to 7 degrees colder air instantly and saved themselves from moldy interiors or a $1,500 evaporator replacement. Pro tip: check it once per season. It's free, it's easy, it's smart. Tip number 11. Your blower motor might be stealing your cold air. If your AC feels weak even though it's technically working, the problem is probably hiding just behind your glove box, your blower motor. This little fan pushes air through your evaporator, but over time, it turns into a dust and lint trap. Pollen, pet hair, and even dry leaves cling to the fan blades, choking airflow. The result? Warmer vents, longer cool-down times, and a harder-working compressor. A thin layer of gunk can reduce airflow by 15 to 20%, enough to turn icy cold into meh. DIY Airflow Revival. Remove the glove box, unbolt the blower motor, and vacuum the blades using a brush attachment. Some DIYers report up to a 5°C drop in vent temps without touching the refrigerant. Once you see how dirty it is, you'll wonder how you ever tolerated summer heat with that mess clogging your system. Tip number 10. Check active grill shutters. They might be strangling your AC. Think those tiny grill shutters at the front of your car are just for fuel economy? Think again. If they're stuck closed, they block airflow to your AC condenser, and your system can't dump heat properly. The result? Warm vents, especially when stuck in traffic. Engineers from Ford, GM, and Chrysler have documented up to a 12-degree rise in vent temperature due to jammed shutters. Quick fix. shine a flashlight behind your grille. If the shutters are stuck, clean the hinges, remove debris, or zip tie them open. A simple visual check, no tools needed, can restore cooling and improve MPG at the same time. Tip number 9. Low idle speed, rock weak AC at stoplights. Ever notice your AC blows warm when you're stopped? Your engine's idle RPM might be too low. Below 700 RPM, your alternator slows down, voltage drops, and your fans and compressor lose power. The AC isn't just about airflow. It's also about electrical juice. If your blower fan isn't getting full power, neither is your cooling system. The fix: clean your throttle body and perform a simple idle reset. Most cars stabilize around 750 RPM, which means cooler air even when you're idling in traffic. No warning lights, no codes, just quietly warm air until you fix it. Tip number 8. Your worn door seals are letting heat sneak in. Cracked, flattened, or peeling weather stripping might look harmless, but they're like invisible holes in your cabin. Hot, humid air leaks in. Your AC works overtime drying it out. Even a single bad seal can raise vent temps by 7 degrees and add 3 minutes to your cool-down time. Over time, this kills efficiency. In EVs, engineers have noted that worn seals can cut range and cost liters of fuel every summer. How to fix it? New OEM seals cost $4,100 per door, or do it yourself for $15 using bulb tape and a hairdryer. The result? No more foggy windows, no more mildew smell, and a cabin that actually stays cold. 7th tip: replace or clean your ambient temperature sensor. The outside air temperature is the first quantity that your car's air conditioning system uses. Even if you're frying in the cabin, the system will cool down less forcefully to prevent freezing if the sensor behind the grill gives an incorrect reading. That translates into short compressor cycles, lukewarm vents, and a great deal of dissatisfaction. Sometimes it's simply filthy, not broken. It can be thrown off by more than 10 degrees by an insect splatter or a layer of road grit. Dry it with low-pressure air after using a soft brush and mild auto soap or electronics cleaning. These items are sensitive, so don't bomb it. Replace it if, on a summer day, it continues to display 37 degrees. Most take 5 minutes to replace and cost between $20 and $40. Fan speed, recirculation flaps, and compressor duty are all controlled by this single small sensor. Cleaning it can immediately lower your vent's temperature by 10 degrees Celsius. Additionally, perform a button combo reset if your vehicle has one. This is the HVAC equivalent of a hard reboot. There is one silent setting that instructs your automobile to keep the cold out, even with flawless readings. It costs you comfort and is deceptive and cunning. Tip number 6. If you want maximum cold, turn off Eco mode. Your dash's little Eco or Econ button? It's subtly damaging your air conditioner. Your automobile intentionally lowers the air temperature when in Eco mode in order to save a few pennies on gas or a few miles of EV range. It lowers the fan, reduces compressor power, and even incorporates warm air earlier. It is just software throttling to meet EPA efficiency standards, even when you believe your air conditioner is weak or needs to be recharged. Most automobiles immediately blow 5 to 9 degrees off cooler when the ECO is turned off. Much when plugged in, it is much more severe on hybrids and EVs, reducing AC performance to save range. Every time you get into a car that's 140 degrees off, this practice saves your sanity, even if it could cost you a few bucks a week. Tip number 5. Use UV film or high-quality window tint. More than half of the sun's heat is absorbed by glass, and even powerful air conditioners cannot remove it once it's trapped. Before it builds up, that heat is blocked by a high-quality ceramic or IR reflective tint. Even with an almost transparent coating like 3M Crystalline 70, we're talking about up to 64% of the total solar radiation being rejected. This implies a cabin that begins up to 20 degrees lower without the need for additional fan speed, cooler glass, and a cooler dash. The goal here is to deflect heat that is invisible, not to darken your windows. A transparent tint can work better than even limo black dye, since high-quality films reject infrared radiation as well as visible light. Bonus: your AC will operate more efficiently in real life and use less gasoline or battery. The finest aspect? You won't ever have to consider it again once it's on. It simply functions. One of the most commonly overlooked parts in your vehicle's air conditioning system is a tiny $15 relay under the hood. You might not think much of it, but if it's weak or corroded, it can quietly sabotage your entire AC performance. Over time, relays wear down or develop oxidation on their terminals, reducing the electrical current they pass through. Even a small drop in voltage, just a single volt, can weaken the compressor clutch's grip by 20%. That means the clutch may start slipping, which causes it to overheat and lose effectiveness quickly. The result? Warm air blowing out of your vents on a hot day. To check for this issue, turn on your AC and measure the voltage at the compressor clutch connector. If it's more than half a volt lower than your battery's reading, that's a red flag. Swap out the relay with a new or known good one, clean the terminals, and check the reading again. If the vent temperature drops by 10 degrees after this simple fix, you've found the culprit. Think of it this way: strong voltage means full AC power. Even with the perfect amount of refrigerant, your system can't perform at its best if the electricity is weak. With just a relay and a multimeter, your AC might start feeling brand new again. Now, let's talk about something just as simple, but just as crucial: the cabin air filter. A dirty filter doesn't just smell bad, it can seriously restrict airflow. When clogged with dust, pollen, or moisture, it can cut air volume by as much as 40%, even if your AC is otherwise in great shape. That reduced airflow makes the cabin feel hotter, often by 5 to 10 degrees, and makes your blower motor work harder. It's like trying to cool your house while leaving only one window open. Not efficient. Luckily, changing it is one of the easiest maintenance jobs you can do. Most cars take less than 10 minutes. You usually just pop out the glove box, pull out the old filter, and slide in a fresh one, usually under $20. If your current filter smells musty, feels damp, or looks gray and dusty, it's overdue. Once replaced, you'll often notice the cabin cooling off much faster, with a noticeable drop in vent temperature. No tools, no warning lights, just fresher air, better cooling, and a quieter, more efficient blower system. It even helps prevent mold and saves a bit of fuel in the long run. Here's another hidden heat source few drivers know about: your heater core. Even when your AC is running full blast, the heater core, filled with hot engine coolant, can sit behind your dashboard radiating unwanted warmth. It doesn't take much to undo all the cooling power your system is working to deliver. In one real-world test on a Cadillac, blocking coolant flow to the heater core dropped vent temps from 50 degrees to 43 degrees. That's a huge difference on a blazing summer day. The solution is surprisingly easy. Under the hood, 2 rubber hoses carry hot coolant to the heater core. You can temporarily block these during the summer with a pair of brass plugs or install a small shutoff valve for about $15. It's a reversible tweak. Come winter, you can restore the flow in minutes. But in hot climates, this little trick is a game changer. It lowers under-dash temperatures, reduces how often the compressor cycles, and helps deliver truly cold air faster, especially after a hot restart. Many drivers in desert regions swear by this one adjustment. Just remember, no coolant flow means no heat or defrost, so it's best for summer use only. Now let's tackle something that affects nearly every older car on the road: low refrigerant. If your air conditioner used to blast ice-cold air and now it just feels okay, it's probably not broken, it's just low on charge. Over time, AC systems naturally lose a bit of refrigerant. The hoses flex, the seals breathe, and eventually up to 7% of the gas escapes each year. After a few summers, that loss adds up and starts showing in the vent temperatures, which can rise by 10 to 15 degrees. The fix is quick and inexpensive. You can pick up a $40 recharge can from any auto parts store. It comes with a built-in gauge and hose. On a warm day, connect it to the low-pressure port and aim for a pressure reading of around 35 to 40 psi. That's the sweet spot where your system comes back to life and starts blowing truly cold air again. Bonus: these cans usually contain a bit of lubricating oil for the compressor, which helps reduce internal wear. Just be cautious not to overfill. Adding too much can actually make the AC warmer, not colder. It's not about guessing, it's about dialing in the right pressure for peak performance. Finally, let's talk about one tiny piece that could be messing with your cold air without you even realizing it: the HVAC blend door actuator. This component controls the flap inside your dash that directs airflow between hot and cold. But here's the kicker: a single loose screw can cause it to go slightly out of alignment. If that happens, the door may never fully close off the hot air path, even when max AC is selected. That means warm air keeps sneaking in, undermining your cooling efforts. This screw is usually located under the glove box, and most drivers never check it because the system still seems to work. But tightening it takes just half a minute and can make a dramatic difference. A fully sealed blend door ensures that your AC delivers deep, uninterrupted cooling when you need it most. It's one of those small, silent fixes that can turn your drive from sweaty to satisfying.